Excellent stuff, although I bet you the secret's out. At our next race, there'll be 40 different colors down there in the mechanics area. We're ready to go racing. There's your Suzuki starting grid at the top of the screen. Grant, fastest in practice, wins Moto number 1, but Reed was right on him that entire race. What do you think's going to happen here in Moto 2, David? Is it a two-horse show, or can someone else get in there?
Well, it looks to me like Chad's fast, but Grant's just a little bit faster. So if Chad puts in another moto like that, he's going to force Grant to ride on that edge like he did the first moto. Better start.
Looks like Tedesco's got it this time. Reed is right behind him. And a nice clean first turn. Everyone's up on 2 wheels. Tedesco in the lead. That's the 114 of Justin Brayton there. Oh, we got a bunch of riders down. And one of them is Josh Grant. The 33 is down in a pile. Oh, no, that's a disaster. They got through the first turn, and then after that, rider's down. And a bunch of Yamaha people trying to help Grant bump start that bike. Disaster for Grant. The bike is still not running. Meanwhile, Reed and the rest of the championship contenders are getting away.
I think this is what Reed's counting on. Ride as best you can, and if Josh can be, there he goes for the lead already. So
pretty good. He's riding best he can. It's right there with Tedesco right now, David. Yeah, he's on the attack.
And he's just thinking, if Josh can beat me by riding as fast as he rode the first moto, well, then I'll let him have it. I got a good points lead, but I think he was counting on Josh not being able to get a couple motos put together. Of course, Chad's so consistent, Supercross, indoors or out.
So Chad Reed has a chance to grab this overall win by the throat because Tedesco was 5th in Moto 1. This track is wide open fast on lap 1 of Moto 2, David.
A little bit of preparation to it, as you can see all the fresh dozer tracks. These guys got a lap to look at it. So you can see all those ruts up there. There's sections they have left alone, but they've smoothed it out quite a bit, and it is a really fast pace right now. I'm sure Tedesco is liking that because there was bumps in awkward places, and he just never got comfortable, but he looks pretty good here.
Yeah, he was struggling big time in Moto 1. In fact, when he got past, he was shaking his head over a couple of the jumps. Obviously, they've made changes to that factory Honda, and it's paying off as he holds Reed at bay. Reed, though, always seems to struggle on the first couple of laps of these motos. So this is Tedesco's chance to shine. How about Justin Brayton? Best start of the year for him. Same for Jimmy Albertson on the 47. Who's in the number 4 spot. So the 114 and the 47 scrap it out for 3rd and 4th. And in 5th is Davey Millsaps. We didn't have him in our highlight reel, but he was in 3rd for the majority of Moto 1. Millsaps back from a neck injury. Looked to have a podium finish a couple of hours ago here, and then his bike quit. So he's got some unfinished business out here at the number 5 spot on the red machine.
Maybe a little bit fresher than some of these guys because he didn't have to put in the end charge, you know, where you physically it starts to get tough. And that probably helped him out just a little bit because he's been off for a while, and pretty impressed with how he came back in that first moto. But man, what a solid start for Justin Brayton, and when he came into view over the Holy Schmidt jump, man, he just threw that thing sideways.
Let's go down to Aaron with more on Millsaps.
Well, guys, I caught up with the Factory Red Bull Honda team in between motos, and what ended up happening to Millsaps' bike, there was a mechanical issue that was addressed, and it was going to be fixed 100% the second moto. What's going to happen, though, that whole bike is going to go back to the shop. They'll break it down, they'll isolate the problem, and make sure that it doesn't ever happen again. But as far as Davey goes, he said that he wasn't that upset about it. He's not in the points chase. There's no pressure on him whatsoever. He was extremely happy to be back racing. He's having a lot of fun. And he said he did, however, surprise himself that he was racing as well as he was in 3rd.
I'll tell you, he's not happy though. The 47 of Albertson, who just went down at the end of the sand loops and knocked his front fender off. So Albertson, who was in 4th, is now about 15th or so. He's got Jeff Alessi and Tyler Bowers, the Moto Concepts Honda riders, battling with him right now. So it's tough break for Albertson.
Yeah, Jason, it's going to be weird to ride without a front fender. That happened to me before, and it just feels like every time the suspension compresses, that front wheel is going to hit you right in the face. It's going to be hard for him to adjust to that. And you know, the problem he had, looked like his hand came off the handlebar. I caught just a glimpse of it as he went by our camera. Couldn't get back a hold of it in time, and at least he's okay. But that was a nasty crash.
Yeah, now outside of the top 10. So let's see if Albertson can move up. This is going to be interesting. Meanwhile, you got Reed Tedesco up front. Let's take a look at what happened to Albertson.
Watch his left hand. I think he hits one of these bumps right in here, and I think his hand comes off the bar.
There you go.
His
right hand.
Yeah.
And he tries to grab back on underhanded to try to save that.
Millsaps was checking that out, going, I think I'll go to the inside. Stay out of all that.
That's right. So Millsaps inherits 4th. 5th is short. Then it's Byrne. Cooper, who is Josh Grant's teammate, at the number 7 spot. Kyle Riegel still a rookie, is 8th. Ricky Dietrich 9th, and Gerke with a much better start this time is 10th. And this guy, Ivan Tedesco, is it the same Ivan Tedesco we saw in Moto 1? He's riding phenomenally here in Moto 2 with Reed right behind him.
Look at Reed's run through that whoop section, though. Staying nice and flat, always been strong through the whoops. Not enough to make a pass or even really apply that much pressure on Ivan, though. So, yeah, he came out different guy this moto. Probably made some changes to the bike, feels better, and they changed the track as well. So he's even more comfortable.
Now, Josh Grant is 36th. They did get the bike running, but he's basically the last place circulating rider out on this racetrack, 36th. For Grant, the challenge will be just to get to the top 20 to try to score any points at all, while Reed and Tedesco duke it out for the moto win. Here goes Reed to the inside, downhill.
Wow, nice.
Tedesco's not going to make it easy. Holds it wide open to the outside. Tedesco holds Reed off. Oh, and Tedesco makes a mistake. And Reed says, thank you very much.
Nice move by Chad. A good gamble right there. I mean, he flew around that inside. He got on the power the instant he hit the berm. And it still wasn't enough for the pass, but decided, you know what? Can't get him through this left-hander up here anyway, so why don't I just go wide, create something, and if he messes up. But what he did was force Ivan to go through that corner at the top just as fast as he did at the bottom, and he couldn't.
And what faith Reed has, you know, this is only the 3rd lap on this racetrack, and he knew that berm was going to hold up under that kind of pressure, and now the pressure he applies to Tedesco has put him into the lead. We'll be back with more from Millville right after this. Tomorrow, the Rolex Sports Car Series comes at you live from Birmingham. The heat is always a factor in Alabama as the Daytona prototypes and the GTs test a 2.3-mile, 16-turn track. Don't miss the Rolex Sports Car Series live from Birmingham tomorrow at 3 Eastern, only on Speed.
And Chad is just so awesome to watch. He looks so good right now. Obviously having fun. You know, the track is pretty smooth for my taste. I don't know if they should smooth it that much. And riders are falling down, and it's not that much closer. So I hope the next races they'll leave it just a little bit more motocross. And it'll get rough, but in the early laps, these guys are just going so fast. And when you do fall, it's nasty.
And we'll take a replay of our hole shot, our progressive hole shot replay. Tedesco battling with Reed for the start, David.
Yeah, Reed looked like he had another great start. Didn't even get as much as sideways at all, but Tedesco had a little bit better line. You see Josh in the yellow right there in the center. He must have got caught up with somebody, hit a back tire. I've done that. I've hit a back tire of somebody almost high-sided right in the pack. And
there he is in the yellow and blue.
It looked like he was just trying to ride through there with the pack. And I pointed out on our internet show that during the first moto that if you're in the middle and you don't have a good start, you get sandwiched right there. And there's nowhere for him to go or any of those other guys either.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Grant was 5th or 6th. That's pretty much where he started in Moto 1. He was able to make his way into the lead there. This time he's in 36th place. 3rd place right now is Justin Brayton at the 114. Best run ever for this kid on that Jägermeister KTM. So he's got to be happy with this. He's been inside the top 10 in a lot of motos this year, but really hasn't been very flashy about it. Hasn't been in a lot of battles. We haven't seen him much. This is his opportunity to show what he's got. And for all of these riders, it's contract time. No one knows what the team budgets are going to be next year. You've probably heard a time or two that there's economic woes in racing nowadays, so everyone's trying to impress to earn some money for 2010. Here's Millsaps in the number 4 spot. Finished 3rd in the first moto today. Well, he didn't finish 3rd. He was in 3rd for a long time. He thought he was going to get there, and they had a mechanical problem. So Millsaps going back to work on that 3rd place spot, trying to put some pressure on Brayton. Then behind Millsaps, you're going to have his teammate, Andrew Short, who we thought would come out here all full of fire and anger, trying to win, but it just hasn't come together today for Short, even starting in practice and then through Moto 1 and now Moto 2. And we've got more info on Andrew via Aaron Bates. Aaron?
Well, you guys, Andrew Short is kind of known as a smiley-faced assassin that's still looking to claim his very first victory. But when I spoke to him right before this moto and asked him what exactly happened during that moto number 1, he kind of looked at me and shook his head, just said, I really don't even want to talk about it. So whether or not it was mechanical or if he's just beating himself up and he's discouraged by his own performance, I was unaware, undetermined of what he was saying, but he's definitely not a happy camper out there riding right now.
All right, thanks, Aaron. And talk about the roller coaster ride mentally of being a motocross racer. Short's got to be careful not to get so frustrated that he gets himself out of the game altogether.
Yeah, you can get things in your head and get frustrated and work really hard and just actually go backwards.
Right.
And, you know, I don't think anybody is ever accused Andrew of not working hard enough or wanting it enough. It's just that he's had so many opportunities out front. At our last race, he went by Chad Reed during the